The worst thing that you can have happen when you're a video game collector is suddenly having a backlog of games to play. Forsooth, you might say, how could that possibly be a problem? Well, it kind of is. In this installment of Casually Hardcore, we're looking at my backlog of games, and not even the ones that I've started and need to finish. I started collecting games when I was 8 years old. I'd gotten an S for my birthday that year. Ever since then, my collection has steadily grown. At one point in time, I had sold a lot of my stuff, but I learned from that mistake when I realized I couldn't play the games that I had sold again. You never really think at the time of selling one of your games that you're going to want to play it years down the line, but it happens. At least for me, it happened. I'm not sure when collecting became a big thing for me. I think it stems from the ridicule of only having a Nintendo 64 during the PlayStation era, or the fact that everyone had so many more games than I had at that point in time. I wasn't poor, I was really well off. I don't know, I just felt left behind. I really wanted to keep up with the conversations people were having about games, because games interested me. A lot. When more and more income became available to me, so too did my collection grow. I kept on top of most of my games, beating them as I got them, and some of the games I didn't actually play myself. I left that to my girlfriend at the time, who would eventually become my wife. Fast forward to today though, and it's a completely different story. I don't really have that much time to play the games that I buy, especially the RPGs that I used to love so much. What happens in a situation like that? Well, that's when backlogs start happening. And as you'll soon see, it's much more than just starting a game and not finishing it. I picked up Front Mission for Nintendo DS in December of 2007. I picked it up because I had obtained the Super Famicom version a while back, imported from Japan, and I really wanted a fully translated copy. Not to mention the fact that, of course, it was portable. I was going to finish it after I finished Zelda for DS, but I haven't done it yet. As a huge fan of Falcom's games, I had actually pre-ordered the very first Legend of Heroes game released on PSP a while ago. When I saw that there was a second and subsequently a third game, I had to pick it up. I figured I'd play it after I finished Legend of Heroes 1, but it didn't happen. Ditto here. As a side note, I really like the art style for the Legend of Heroes games. To be fair, Patapon is actually my newest game, though it is still sealed. I did, however, play the demo, and I can safely say it's a great game. This one might be played very soon. The sheer amount of bonus content included with Growlancer Heritage of War was reason enough for purchase. Its insanely limited numbers, and the fact that it was the price of any old PlayStation game at that point in time, guaranteed my purchase. I'm going to play this game eventually, I just don't know when. When a Persona 3 limited edition was announced with an art book and a CD soundtrack, I just had to get it. Because of the impending release of the so-called director's cut of the game, however, this game may stay sealed forever. Soul Nomad is also another very recent game. I had to unwrap it to make sure the disc wasn't loose because I heard some rattling on the inside. It turned out to be the book. I picked up this game based primarily on word of mouth and character design. I'll play it as soon as I'm finished Odin Sphere. I bought Arturo Nico in early 2007, so that says a lot about how long some of these games have been sealed for. I got this one for its art book, and because it was made by Banpresto, one of my favorite developers. As you can see, there's quite a bit more for me to do. I could go on and on like this all night. For ease and simplicity though, we'll just continue by looking at the games that I haven't gotten around to playing just yet.